Hi folks, this is Patrick from Calimacil, and today I'm gonna tell you why I'm a fan of Kingdom Come. First of all, that's a fantastic realization. That's a masterpiece. I love that game. I'm really a fan, and I'm gonna tell you why. Why it's all about passion. I'm really passionate in the things I'm doing. When I work at Calimacil, I put all of detail, all of my knowledge to make sword as best as possible. And that's what I saw in Warhorse Studio when they came with Kingdom Come Deliverance game. Why I'm so interested about that games? Most probably because of the time period that was covered, but it's also on the process itself. Well, to make the game engine most accurately as possible, they use real armor like chainmail, like plate mail, all of that, and they try different weapons against those armor. That's the first detail that drives me into that game, is it's how much accurate they want to be with the medieval period and how one weapon can do damage to another set of armor. By example, if you use a mace, you can really make huge damage on the helmet and the head itself. And you play the game and you get hit to the face with a sword. If you have a helmet with a chainmail under, it's not making so much damage as a mace itself. You hit by a mace, you're gonna have the blood into the eyes. The characters start to be dizzy, and it's very difficult to continue the fight in that situation. That kind of details really drives me because I've done lots of training with weapons, and that's what I want to do with you when I provide the LARP sword, is give you that feeling without at least being so much harm. One good thing in the game is the tournament by itself. I love the battle, I love the interface where you use weapons, and all over the games you have to improve your character, you have to learn some skills, and you have to learn how to use the interface by itself. It's not just a question about timing, it's about being able to block, parry, move around, and use your different weapons like two-handed sword, one-handed sword, falchion, or even a mace, an axes, or you even be able to use halberd also. You have to learn which is the best timing and how to counter-attack, how to make some kind of combo, and this makes the games evolve into another level when you do sword fighting. Whether every weapon has its own advantage, you have to learn the different weapon into the games and how to use it against every situation. When you hit on a heavy armor, it's very different when you have peasant or you have leather armor protected character. You play all the game within NPCs, but NPCs are really great, especially in the tournament. And when you do the advanced DLC like the Band of Bastards. Into Kingdom Come Deliverance, you play Henry, which is a son of a blacksmith who is making a sword for Sir Radzig of Kabila. That sword exactly. That's the sword that's gonna push Henry into the games, into the adventure from the beginning to the end. He's trying to get back the sword that was being stolen by a villain at the beginning of the game. And at the beginning of the game, Henry gonna lost his father and his mother because of the Civil War. Actually, it's all around historical period. In the 1403 in Bohemia, the real kings is Wenceslas, and his brother Sigismund just decide to burn down to the ground the town of Skalitz, which where the journey began. Sure, I have a beautiful hard book over there. And the art book itself is a masterpiece like the game, It's most probably because people who are doing that have the intention of show to people like us how deeply they go into the detail to make that games. I will show you some example if you want here. As you can see here, Henry was a son of a blacksmith, is in town of Skalitz, and all the maps of the games is really the real landscape like we can see all over the time, like today, and we can search in the library to have the map of Bohemia in that period of time. There's only Przemysłowicz that they move into the map to make the map a bit shorter. You can see in the hard book how they do the costume, how they do the armor. There's also church, there's also the clergy, and you're gonna even be able to be a novice and the monastery of Sasso for a quest also. All the research they have done for the haircut, it's even important to recover the period, to be sure that the costume, the armor are historically accurate, and you can use all of those stuff within the games and really build up the character like you can dress it like you want it. If you want to be a knight with full armor, that's basically what I'm doing. My character is basically a tank. I use all the heaviest armor and the heaviest weapon to have really damage blow and the greatest protection. But even that, you're gonna face challenges with when you have 3 or more opponents beside you. Welcome back to the book. There is a full page for the weapons. I love them all. I would like to realize them all into Calimacil weapons. Different character I can show you here, which is Sigismund, Wenceslas. Henry was one of the characters that was invented, is not really into this historical period, but you can imagine that such a character could exist. One thing I'd like also to see in the art book, which we can see in watching the game, is the interface by itself. They sketches different interface, and the final touch is the interface like you're gonna see into the games. It's not like video game interface. When you play Kingdom Come Deliverance, you really feel you are in the game. That's what I love most of that game. When you drive your horse, when you go into the castle, even the chest, there's an interface for the picklock, there's an interface for pickpocket, there's one also for alchemistry bench. You have to make your own potion. It's not about magic, it's real, most like remede. Also, there is crest and horses, a symbolic on the game. They talk also about where the DLC is coming. So there's plenty of reading and historical information and how they basically build the game. You can really feel the passion into the artwork as well as in the game. Yeah, there's a figurine too. Where that come from? Let me show that great figurine over there. It comes with a wooden box with a certificate, and that figurine actually is Henry in front of a castle on the castle gate, probably on the bridge on Skalitz. This is made by Warhorse Studio, and that figurine is also a collectible. You can have different figurine and make it like a puzzle. They all connected together, so you can have the full collection set of figurine of Kingdom Come. There is the Henry sword. That one you won't find it into the game because that's the replica that was sold into the Kickstarter at the beginning. But like we talk about, there is the Radzig sword. There's Sir Radzig. It's a magnific replica of the game, which is directly from the model, And the only adaptation we have to do with those, because we use foam to make safe weapon instead of steel weapon, we have to make some adaptation to make it balanced to act like a real weapon. So it's safe, durable, and you can play LARP with those fancy weapons. I love that one, especially because of the design. It's really historically accurate with high detail, like it was for her lord. And one of my most favorite is the bailiff mace itself. That's really a mace that would been used, but not exactly in that historical period. When we talk about that bailiff mace with Kingdom Come and Warhorse Studio, the historian say that should not have this twisted shaft over there, because at that period they were not able to twist the metal like it is. But we decided to keep it like this as a symbol of power, because normally the bailiff mace is a symbol of a power. Henry gonna receive one when he complete the quest of Previs Lavish, where you have to rebuild that land. I love that DLC, especially you manage a village and rebuild the village. That mace is very useful also in LARP games. You have a wonderful mace which is safe also. You can be hit without having the injury you can see in the game. Well, as a fan, I deeply recommend you to play the game and get the book, get the figurine if you're a collector also, and practice your fencing in the game as well with the LARP weapon.